It's time for a bit of Rally d'Italia Sardinia. Welcome everyone to Shakedown. It's Friday morning, time for a bit of shakedown action and rally action today. It all kickstarts this afternoon with 4 stages. I'm Bex Williams, ready to talk you through it this morning. Mike Chen alongside me. Chenny, good morning. Buongiorno. How are you? Ready for this one?
Good morning, Bexy. Buongiorno, as they say in America. Yeah, great to be here, isn't it? And a bit of sunshine as well. I must say, you're already looking a bit bronzed, Bexy.
Yeah, well, you know, we like to get as much sun in as possible, and I'm sure everyone will on the hillsides this weekend. They're out in force this morning for run 1 of Shakedown, the Italy. It's like a super special stage. It's an autocross, rallycross arena that we're in this morning. Not massively representative of what we'll actually see on the rally itself, but this is the opportunity for the guys to start to feel a little bit comfortable in the car, just to get everything finely tuned, because we are deep into the action this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. Slightly different running, different schedule, isn't it? It's more of a condensed rally, shall we say. We're still got 266, just over 266 kilometers in total this weekend, but it is more condensed. You know, obviously we have a Friday morning shakedown, and then 4 stages this afternoon, and then Saturday is a busy day. I think the key thing, Bex, is yes, everything's a little bit tighter. There's that little bit more pressure on, certainly in terms of scoring points and putting yourself in a position where you can score good points for Saturday and then again on Sunday. But it's also it's the servicing schedule. You know, you have to look after the car here. You have to look after the tyres. Particularly this afternoon is going to be very, very rough on the tyres.
There are lots of things to consider, especially for our championship leaders here. Thierry Neuville and Martin Vidaga will be sweeping the road clear for everyone else. Probably one of the toughest events to actually do that on is this. He said to me yesterday he was feeling really good coming to the island. You know, it's been good to him over the years. He's had great success here in Sardinia, his own dust at the moment. But he said he lost a little bit of joy when he did the recce for stage 1, because he realized how punishing it is going to be in terms of sweeping that road clear.
Yeah, the first 2 or 3 cars are really going to be punished, as they always are. And this is one of the things about this stage, and it has to be said. You mentioned it at the start. It's not really representative of what we're going to see on the rally. It's not at all. You know, certainly not until you get to literally this final 200 or 300 meters. Other than that, this is just a testing session to make sure that everything's working okay on the car, because it's not really representative. It's not representative of how rough it is out there. It's not representative of any opportunity of carrying speed or anything like that. So yeah, it is just it is really just a bit of a test session. That's it.
Well, that is Thierry Neuville through on run 1 already then. And we'll hear from him with Molly Pettit.
Thierry, good morning. Not exactly what you're going to see out there this weekend, but still an opportunity to test the car. How are you feeling? Are you ready for the challenge?
Actually, there's no opportunity at all to test the car. I mean, this shakedown is just ridiculous. And the guy who invented this, he should be fired, but today, not tomorrow. So we can do nothing in there. We can work nothing. So we will hit into the stages, not knowing how the car is working, and with the conditions we're going to face, with a lot of cleaning, will be very challenging and demanding. But yeah, it is what it is. So we try to keep focused, concentrated, and do our job. It's going to be intense from this afternoon until Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can totally understand Thierry Neuville's frustration, because it's just a Mickey Mouse stage that really has been designed for the opportunity for fans to see the cars going. But you can see it, you're stabbing at the throttle, and then again you're straight away onto the brakes, into a series of hairpins. That's it. It's not really indicative at all of what we will see. So I do understand Thierry Neuville's frustration there. You barely get the thing out of 4th gear, really. So it's yeah, I understand what he's upset about, but it's the same for everybody. They're all going to be driving through their own dust through Shakedown for a bit, but this afternoon it'll you know, the positive is this afternoon, Bex, is they haven't got their eye in, and it adds to the test of rallying, doesn't it? But
it certainly does.
I do understand their frustration.
And that is Elvin Evans already through then. 0.6 of a second off the pace on Thierry Neuville. It's a 2:20.4 for Elfyn Evans. Oitanak into the stage now. What's interesting is there's always a poll ahead of the event with all of you guys and girls out there as to who you think is going to be on the top step. It's a direct split between Neuville and Tanak, 25% each for who would win here. Elfyn on 11% right now. Let's hear from him.
Elfyn, good morning. A chance to warm up a little bit, I guess, about what's to come a bit later on. But how are you feeling this morning?
Yeah, feeling okay. Hopefully there's a little bit more grip than that on the stages, but not so sure it's going to be the case.
He's going to have a good weekend out there this weekend, to not lose touch with Neuville ahead, and obviously he's got Tanak right behind him now in the championship as well. I think this is going to be a really interesting battle throughout the weekend, and it's, you know, no secret that over the years this has been Hyundai's island, really. They've done so well here.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen Thierry Neuville winning the rally a couple of times. Danny Sordo's won the rally a couple of times. You know, Hyundai goes well. I think there was a bit of damage done excuse me, to Elfyn Evans' championship campaign in Portugal, and there is a bit of pressure on him. You're absolutely right, Bex. And he's also road cleaning, so it is going to be difficult. And this man, Oitanak, as you said, has closed the gap right up to him and has that extra advantage of one more car having passed through the stage. So theoretically, he'll have just that little bit extra grip to play with than Elfyn will do. I think we need to look further down the field. I think Sebastian Ogier is going to go very well here this weekend.
Yeah, and a man you mentioned as well, Danny Sordo. We'll talk about those, though, when they head through. Oitanak about to complete then this opening run of Shakedown. As we said, it does all kick off this afternoon, and it's not just a super special today, it's not just a ceremonial start, that was last night. It is 4 chunky stages this afternoon. We are big into the action on Friday here in what is a bit of a new format for this WRC round. Then passes through 2:19.3.
Good morning. I'm sure it's good to be in the car driving out there. Tell us a bit what we can expect from those stages that are coming up in a few hours.
Yeah, definitely much more fun than this one. So incredibly, yeah, okay. But it will be demanding. It's quite a bit shorter as well, so yeah, it will make it just more intense.
Yeah, that's the second time we've heard intense, and that's exactly what it's going to be. Thierry used that word as well. It is going to be an intense weekend for the crews, for everyone involved out there in this new format. And I think, yeah, with the stages and the way they're lined up as well, something we haven't mentioned as we watch Formo here, Chenny, is the fact that you've got these groups of 4 stages punctuated by a remote tyre fitting zone on Saturday, but those stages are run twice without any major changes to the car. So you've got a loop of 4 stages, but they're the same 2 run twice. So what we know of Sardinia is how much the stages evolve here, how much they change. That's a real tough ask.
Yeah, I mean, this afternoon is going to be massive, Bex. You know, we've got best part 78 kilometres to run, and it's really rough. It's going to be incredibly hard on the tyres. Just looking at this stage, Bex, as well, I mean, I'm sure he did at one point, but Agent Formo has barely been in 3rd gear. So this is really quite frustrating for the drivers. They're not getting an opportunity to stretch the legs of the car at all. Yeah, but coming back to what you're saying, yes, it will get very rough, particularly the second pass. You're absolutely right, and we know the nature of the stages this afternoon, particularly Sardo. It does get incredibly rough, and I do think that something the drivers will have to consider straight away is tyre management. So, you know, the word intense is right, and there's less opportunity to make up for a mistake just because everything is that little bit more condensed and that little bit tighter this weekend.
Adrian, good morning. I understand that this isn't hugely representative of what's to come, but perhaps you can tell us a bit about your plan of attack for this rally.
We are here to compete, so for sure the plan is to do the best we can, and we want to go on the podium again. So last year I had a good event until the end, so I need to do a good rally this time and enjoy also. We are happy to play in Sardinia. It's really narrow, technical, not so many miles per hour, so yeah, it's going to be a challenge. Also the profile is different, the rally is shorter now in terms of time, so it'll be interesting to see.
Sebastian Ogier now then, 4-time winner of this event. Seems on mightily good form coming into this one, and a great road position as well. We've seen some fantastic battles with Ogier on this island over the years, and I'm hoping we're going to see that again. No, he is continuing to break records, isn't he, like we saw in Portugal just a few weeks ago. And he's keen to get the most wins here at Rally d'Italia Sardinia. That's 2.2 seconds faster than Tanak then. It's quite a stretch faster, 2:17.1. We've got Ogier, Tanak, Neuville, Formeau and Evans through the stage in that order. So we switch out to Taka Katsuta.
Seb, good morning. Perhaps not the optimal way to start a shakedown for you guys, but still tell us what we can look forward to with the stages that are coming later on.
Well, later on it's going to be an important day, like always. The first day in every gravel rally is crucial for the rest of the weekend. You need to pick up the best start position for the rest of the rally. Nice stages, pretty loose, pretty low grip on first pass, but pretty high grip on second pass. So difficult also setup-wise to have a perfect car for both loops, as we have no service in between, but looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a proper challenge out there, isn't it?
Yeah, and it is, you know, Sebastian just alluded to it slightly there. It's about trying to find that sweet spot because the stages do change so much. You mentioned it earlier, Bex, they evolve, you know, between the first run and the second run, and it is completely different because it cleans so much, but then in other places you get this exposed bedrock that comes up from the surface of the road, so you need to be aware of that. So it's rougher, but you've got more grip to play with. So it's, again, just trying to find that compromise in setup, and that's, like you said, it all adds to the challenge.
We're all keen to see what Taka can do, and that's on every single rally we see him at. You know, he has got rally-winning pace. It just hasn't all strung together for him to achieve that quite yet.
Yeah, and it will do. It'll come. It just has to happen. And then when you get that first one, when you just go up that, you know, you go across that boundary, that's when rally wins. That we've seen it with literally every single driver who's won a rally. You know, you just go up that extra rung in confidence, that extra rung in pace, and then you become a regular front runner, and it will come for Takamoto Katsuta very soon.
Taka's time second fastest.
Taka, good morning. Starting the rally just this afternoon. How ready are you for this?
Yeah, it's going to be a big challenge, so yeah, try to get a good feeling. But obviously this is a pretty much Mickey Mouse shakedown, so I don't know what I can feel from this, but yeah, I'm looking for the rally.
Yeah, I can see what the organisers have tried to do is create a shakedown stage that gives the fans opportunity to see the cars for as often as possible. Because if you're out on the stage, you see the car come past, it's incredibly impressive, but you don't see it for an extended period of time. Whereas this, in this environment, you do. But unfortunately for the drivers, they're not getting the opportunity to really, as I say, stretch the legs of the car and see what they've got underneath them going into what is a busy afternoon.
Danny Sordo, another man who's tasted success here. Will you be throwing yourself into the harbour at the end of the rally, as is tradition, Jenny?
No, but I will be celebrating for whoever wins.
I'm very disappointed to hear that.
I've done it before, it's been done before, but it won't be happening this weekend.
It won't be happening ever again.
No,
He's past that point.
Yeah, the diesel stinging in my eyes was enough to go, nah, I'm done with that.
9/10 of a second off the pace of Ogier, who's the fastest man through. Danny Sordo with another great road position here this weekend and good experience on this island to be able to deliver him to the top step. So many of them have that opportunity to be able to try and win out there. But even from first on the road, it can be done.
It can be done. It has been done, but I think it's going to be a real challenge because you know, the competition is so tight, Bex. Yeah, if you have any kind of
you have a couple of
disadvantage, you're in
wins here
trouble.
from Sardinia. How much are you going to maximise your road position later on?
Yeah, after Portugal, I think we have a little bit more rhythm and difficult rally also. Really compact rally and narrow in places with a lot of stones, so it's very easy to make a small mistake. So we try to do as best as possible and we don't make anything.
There's certainly a bit of pressure on Danny this weekend, Bex, because Hyundai know that obviously Tyre, Neuville and Italia are going to be hindered by the road cleaning effect. With Danny Sordo in the road position that he's in, it's a real opportunity for him to get a result. So there is a bit of pressure on Danny to bring home the result for Hyundai. And in Sardinia, there's nowhere you can hide. You know, we heard Adrian Foremost saying it's very tight, it's very technical, and it is. If you make a mistake, you will collect a rock. You know, you'll see this afternoon on the stages. There's either big rocks or trees just lining the stages. So if you get it wrong, more than likely you'll end up ripping a corner off it.
Gregoire Munster here, who is hoping to kind of repair what happened in Portugal just a couple of weeks ago. You know, he didn't have the best of events there, did he? He was under the bonnet for some of it, and then he got beached on that really slow corner.
Yeah, it was a really frustrating way to end his day. But look, I think Gregoire's, it's all part of the learning process.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to do these things, Bex. You have to make these mistakes. He is there. He is in the car.
Oh, we've not quite got a picture of him yet. But yeah, new co-driver for Johan Rossel this weekend. Benjamin Bourleau is alongside.
Gregoire, good morning. Tell us a bit how you're feeling and how you feel about the challenge that's up ahead.
Yeah, Shakedown, that's not really like the stage expecting, so just trying something new as we change a bit the setup from Portugal to Sardinia, so just having a feeling, and yeah, we will see on the rally.
Can you tell us a bit more about that change?
It's no, again.
Do you know what? He was like, shall I tell her?
No, it can't be that. It can't be that. It can't be that significant. You see, that's Johan's own dust coming in through the window from where he was previously in the stage. Yeah, not ideal. But no, it's good that Gregoire's trying things as well, you know. Yeah, again, it's all part of that process of learning. How do I build, or how do I set the car up around me to be able to maximise, to get the most out of it, to suit my driving style. And if you're not happy with something, certainly at this stage of his career, you start trying things, you're learning. And that's also a good thing for the team, because they can take that data, they can look at the change that Gregoire's made and go, we went in the right direction there, and you can push that into the other cars in the team as well. So yeah, it's good that they're playing around with the setup and trying things.
So for Johan Rossel, with Benjamin alongside this weekend. Benjamin normally co-driving for Johan Bonato. We saw them win recently in the European Rally Championship. But a new partnership here beginning. As we switch to Johan's teammate, Nikolai Gryazen.
Yeah, we saw that the Citroen has definitely made a step forward in terms of performance on gravel. It'll be interesting to see what they
Good
can do
morning.
this
Starting
weekend.
the rally this afternoon. How tricky is it with a new co-driver getting into the rhythm of things and working together?
I think on the past we worked together, and it's my friend. And it's driver also, and I think it's the best option after a short time, after Portugal rally. But yeah, it's quite good. It's a challenge for me and for him and for the team. but I am ready, and for sure it's not easy rally for start, but we are ready for the fight.
And it will be, as always, a fantastic fight within the stages. They have co-driven together previously. It's not like a brand new partnership. They are used to each other, but he's had Arnaud Dunon alongside him for a little while now. Nicolai Greisin certainly had the pace in Portugal, didn't he? It was fantastic to see that the absolute confidence from him there.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, we were saying about it, you know, when Nicolai started the stage, Johan as well.
Yeah,
the pace
yeah.
was there. The car has certainly come forward. It's a different kind of gravel though here, Bex. It is that little bit looser, and the stages do change more so from the first run to the second run, and it's even more tight and even more twisty and even more technical than Portugal was. So yeah, it will, like I said, because it's that different type of gravel, because it's certainly a lower grip on the first run through, and it is like these guys are road sweeping as well, because the track of the car is different to the Rally 1 cars that have gone through previously, so they are also road sweeping for the WRC 2 class. It will be interesting to see. I think we get a real idea of how much of a step forward that Citroën has made on gravel here in Sardinia.
Nicolai, good morning. A big challenge waiting later on today. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, the shakedown we passed quite easy, but we have no sound during the middle of the stage in the intercom, so it was also good training to switch on this busy road on the spare intercom. We found the issue, so now we'll fix it. And just, I mean, a nice experience when you drive with one hand with the handbrake, holding the spare one and trying to find the moment to put the intercom. So we did it. So not lose too much on this. One corner I didn't remember, so I was not here the pace loss, and we went a little bit wider, but the rest I just take it care.
It's just left, right, and first and second gear on this occasion, so...
Multitasking, Nicolai Greisin this morning. His time through there was a 2:20.9. Rossell's time was a good one, 2:18.8. Faster than Tanak through there, and Newville.
Yeah, but again, that is proof that this stage isn't indicative of what we're going to see. You know, Bex, we've seen it before on these kind of, you know, Taco described it as Mickey Mouse stage, and that's what it is. You know, the WRC 2 cars can be as quick as a Rally 1 car. They're lighter, they're more nimble. You can stick them on the nose and rotate them even easier than you can a Rally 1 car. And when you're just accelerating between short bursts, you know, there's no reason why these cars can't be as quick, because they have advantages in other ways that the Rally 1 car doesn't. Once you get out onto a stage, the Rally 1 car is obviously far, far superior.
Nicolas Seaman now then through. Time of 2:20.5. Sun starting to burn through the clouds here. A little bit chilly this morning when I left the hotel. Certainly won't be that later on.
You would do, having just come back from Barbados, Bex Williams.
True.
Nicolai, good morning. An opportunity to maybe test a few things here at Shakedown. How is everything?
Yeah, for sure, it's not the most interesting shakedown, but yeah, just get used back to driving a race car again before the start this afternoon, so yeah, it's okay, nothing special. Really excited to go, the stages are nice, so yeah, I can't wait.
Neither can we, and neither can this man. Jan Solens was our last WRC2 winner in Portugal. Some battle with Josh McAlean across the weekend and into that final day, into the final stage even. Spoke to both of them at the Meet the Crew session last night at the ceremonial start. And they're so up for this weekend, and both of them feel that it was really good training in Portugal for what they've got to face this weekend. And they're still friends. And even though they've got now this rivalry between them, they're still chatting to each other, which is good to see.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was an incredible battle. They both drove with such maturity and under enormous amounts of pressure. You know, there was absolutely nothing to choose between them, and they were both forcing each other to go flat out. Neither made a mistake, and you know, it could have swung one way or the other. And on that occasion, you know, it was a really good penultimate stage from Jan, and that's where he made the difference and was rewarded with the win. But yeah, it could have gone one way or another. Josh McAlean put in a great drive as well.
He really did. Jan told me that it was win it or bin it on that penultimate stage. He just gave everything, threw it all at the stage, and it certainly did pay off, and he picked up his first WRC2 victory in Portugal. Can he follow it up with another here? He's going to come up against some serious opposition from many drivers around him this weekend.
Jan, good morning. It's going to be a tough fight this weekend, but how confident are you that you could perhaps get another win this weekend?
Yeah, obviously it's a rally that I really like a lot. Also, we are coming from a good performance in Portugal, so our hopes are quite big, but we know that it's always tough competition. These guys go really fast, so we will try to do our best this weekend, and let's see what happens.
Into the car of Finnish crew now then, Lariuna and Jani Hussi.
The ground is so soft. I mean, in particular, that fast right-hander, you know, we're not going to see anything like that over the weekend. The ground here, well, actually on Sunday we will see a bit of that. It gets quite, it's almost beachy-like, isn't it, on Sunday? But we're learning nothing from this stage, other than that's what dust looks like.
Fastest time through within the WRC2 category is Johan Rossell right now, the 2:18.8. Then it's Jan Solans with a 2:19.7. Nicholas Seaman with a 2:20.5 and Grierson with a 2:20.9. And Lariuna slots in there with a 2:19.1. Second fastest to 3/10 off the pace of Rossell's. A good start to the morning. Good start to the day.
Lowry, good morning. Second fastest through there, and a big smile as usual as you approach the stop line. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, actually it was nice day. It's not representative for the rally, but yeah, I think we are looking forward this afternoon, and we try to push, but it's quite hard as we have quite rough conditions, stages, but we will try what we can.
We feel you, Lariuna, falling over your words there. That's what Chenny and I do every morning at this kind of time.
You don't, I do. You're a professional, Bex. I'm a semi-professional.
Definitely not. Okay, let's take a look at Georg Linnemer now and James Morgan. Tell you what was good to see last night. The Estonian fans were out in force as soon as Linnemer came on to the ceremonial start. There was a lot of screaming, shouting, flags on huge poles.
Great.
It was a really good atmosphere last night. I have to say, there was a lot of people at the ceremonial start. A lot of people who were here for the rally. A lot of people who were just here on holiday thinking, hello? What's happening here? Josh McAlean now then and James Fulton, and I have to say I'm really hoping that we do see them fighting up at the front again and providing the battle that they did with Jan Solans. There'll be a lot more drivers in the mix out there, I'm sure, this weekend.
Yeah, Josh is, you know, his pace in Portugal was phenomenal. But actually, Bex, what suits Josh is the faster stuff. So I think once we start to get to the likes of Latvia, Finland, all those kind of areas, that will suit Josh even more, and we will see him come into his own even more so. But as you say, it would be great to see what that confidence from Portugal has done for both him and Jan Solans.
Yeah, good morning. It's time for another rough gravel rally. Tell us what you're looking forward to this weekend in Sardinia.
I think it's the challenge is very interesting. Like there's a lot of things you have to think about: the tires, the car itself, and you also, you know, at the same time you need to be quick enough to be in the battle. So yeah, I think the challenge is the most interesting part.
Yeah, the challenge certainly is the most interesting part out there. Throughout the course of the next, well, 2.5 days, really. We kickstart this afternoon, 4 stages for you. The first of those going live at 14:33 this afternoon.
Yeah, there will be fireworks, Bex. There will be drama. There always is here in Sardinia because it is so, because of the nature of the stages. So I think it's going to be a really exciting rally, and it will throw up a few surprises. And it's normally those who are forced to go flat out. Like I said, you make a mistake, you don't get away with it here. So I think we are set under this kind of new format. It's a bit more intense, there's a bit more pressure, and that means you're more likely to make a mistake. So I think we are going to be set for a great rally. Certainly better than this shakedown stage anyway.
Yeah, we're looking forward to those stages getting underway this afternoon. Josh McAlean now then. You can see the countdown there to Rossel's fastest time within WRC2. And that's all set to change. Great time on the board for Josh McAlean, now fastest through on Shakedown for WRC2 so far, 2:17.9. That's certainly a great start to the day.
Josh, good morning. Perhaps you should take a screenshot of this because it says 1 Seb Ogier, 2 Josh McAlean.
That's not so good because we were trying to save tyres, so yeah, maybe I'll get shut out in service now.
How excited are you for what's to come?
Yeah, we're excited. It's a big weekend ahead. Lots of challenges, but yeah, we had a good result in Portugal now, and we'll build on that.
I love that. Just when you think he's going to give you like a woo reaction, he's like, no, I'm supposed to be saving tyres. Why am I second fastest? But he is. Ogier the fastest through so far, then 2:17.1, with Josh McAlean second fastest to that, 0.8 of a second behind. Then it's Sordo, Katsuta, then Rossell and Jona, then Oitanak, Jan Solens, Thierry Neuville and Adrien Fourmeau to take us through the top 10 through run 1 of Shakedown. It's now time to head out into the service park here in Alghero, beautiful Alghero, and catch up this morning with Kiri Blore.
Beautiful Alghero, and good morning for the first time this weekend from the service park, which is set just alongside the glistening Mediterranean Ocean. Well, we'll be here all weekend as well, bringing you all the stories from the service park and heading out as well. Of course, Shakedown just run through there, so you've seen the times. It looks like Josh McAlean had a fast run through there, but what's our championship standings looking like after Portugal as we head into Sardinia? Right, Thierry Neuville is out in front with 110 points. That gap now much greater between himself and Elvin Evans in second. Oitanak sitting in third there. He's switched places with Adrien Fourmeau, who sits in fourth. It's Sebastian Ogier in fifth, Taka sixth, Kalle seventh, Esa-Pekka Lappi in eighth, Andreas Mikkelsen in ninth, and Oliver Solberg in 10th. He was going to run here, Oliver Solberg, and not score points for WRC2, but has retired. You can have a look across his social media for his updates there. Well, what's happening today? You've heard your commentators talking about it already. It is a very different format. It's a compact format. We've got 4 stages this afternoon, starting at 2:34, 3:33, 5:30 and 6:30. So 4 stages to fit in this afternoon. So make sure you join us back at 2:15 when myself and well, a very special guest will be up at the start of the first stage of this afternoon. All right, well, make sure you join us then. But from us, from the service park for now, it is goodbye.